This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. Woo!
You guys, we're recording remotely because Grace is in Florida.
Yeah.
So it is currently, well, it's 8:45, but I'm still in pajamas and I
Looking
still
good.
have morning voice.
I love the leopard print silk pajamas. That is like, you look like a sexy stepmom.
Ooh.
I mean that in the most complimentary way.
I appreciate that. Peg Bundy vibes. We logged onto the Zoom and I was like, oh, I'm beneath a velvet Elvis and a deer mural wearing leopard print pajamas.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking extra. It's wild.
You're exactly who you are.
And you are in the most, is this a hotel room or an Airbnb?
This is a hotel room. This is actually,
Okay.
it's so we're in Florida. Today's a huge day. Today's a wild day.
Okay, tell me everything. I got nothing to talk about.
No, we're in Florida because we are surprising Elliot's dad today. He had a heart attack 10 years ago, and every year he does a celebration of life party. The whole family gets together, extended family, cousins, all of that. We went to it the first 2 years that we were dating, and then obviously the last couple of years haven't been able to go. And this is the 10-year one. So they didn't think, we just came out a couple months ago to visit, obviously. And so they didn't think we were coming back for this. So we are here today. Tonight's the party. So we're surprising him this afternoon. We just got in at midnight last night. And I haven't surprised anyone.
Yeah.
The last time I surprised people, I told them I had breast cancer. So
Yeah.
this is
That's not the kind of surprise you hope for.
This, I'm I don't think they have any idea. They're so respectful of us just living our lives in Los Angeles. And I think they probably think maybe I have infusions or something going on. So they seem completely in the dark.
Well, how are you going to do it?
So I kept asking Elliot, I'm we got to figure out the choreography. What are we doing? Because he was let's just get to Florida one step at a time.
Right. And you're I need to know if there's a costume I need to order.
Right. Because I originally was should we get masks of your dad's face that we wear walking up to their house?
So
and then
scary.
We reveal? So scary.
Honestly,
give him a heart attack.
It's giving Jordan Peele horror film.
Yeah. So that was vetoed almost instantly. And so I think today we're just going to go to Publix, the grocery store that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah,
and,
the hoagies, right? People love a Publix sub.
Yeah, something like that. And we're going to get flowers and balloons, and his brother and sister-in-law are supposed to go over to their house at a certain time. So we're just going to kind of piggyback off of them going.
Okay.
And then I think surprise.
You got to jump out of a bush or something. You don't just go hello. You know what I mean? What you should do. Oh, what you should do is you should call him, but be from a window where you can see him talking on the phone.
Yeah.
And find some way to take a pic. I don't know. Just be those nosy neighbors.
Right.
I don't know.
I know. That's what I was because we were originally going to go on our own first. And then I was well, what if they're going to be busy getting ready for this party? They're expecting your brother at a certain time. So why don't we go with them? So at least we'll know that we're not showing up. And
It's
they're
not annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not getting there and she's shaving his back. And
Right.
you're oh, we're in the middle of something.
Yeah, he was please do not even insinuate that my parents would be having sex right now.
No.
I
started to, and I walked it back.
Yeah, I appreciate
Literally
that.
to his back. Well, that'll be so fun. And I said this before you left. I was hell of a strong move going to surprise a man who's celebrating a heart attack.
Yeah. Hasn't been fully thought through. But the weird
that's
thing
why
is
the masks were vetoed.
Yeah. We're in a hotel that we stayed at years ago, and we're in the same room that we were in when we were here for Christmas 4 years ago. And I walked in and I was just whoa, even last night at midnight as we're walking in, I'm so tired. I was all I can think about is that we had a lot of Fireball in this room last time we were here.
Oh my God. The Fireball memories will stay with you.
Yeah. They linger. So it's hot as shit in Florida. We like I said, landed last night, and then my God, we were in Florida for all of about 15 minutes. We got in an Uber and we already saw 12 cop cars staked out trying to find a person.
Snakes in the grass.
Our Uber driver had the sweetest dog in the passenger seat named Oreo that she told us could sniff out her diabetes. It was a diabetes sniffing dog. And
I mean, I've heard of this. Not all service animals, you don't see all the disabilities. And there's dogs that smell when your blood sugar's too low. There's dogs that smell when you're about to have a seizure.
Yeah, that's what she told us, this whole story about how when she first got Oreo, she was a caretaker
also
for her.
A hilarious name for someone with diabetes.
I know.
A little ironic.
He's a black and white dog. I get the connection, but
I'm just saying it's a high sugar snack.
Yeah, that one went way over my head last night.
Uh-oh.
Oreo just sat there. I'll have to put a video on the Patreon because I took it. He just had his little head on a little console and just stared at us. And it was so sweet that we were like, can we pet him? She was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And she was saying that when she first got him, she was caretaking for her mom, who was sick. And the dog, like, I don't know, was maybe a year old and just kept touching her arm and like started batting at her arm and like would not, this one spot on her arm would not like let it go. So she went to the doctor with her and was like, hey, I don't know if this is anything, but could you check this one area of my mom's arm? Like my dog will not stop like acknowledging it. And they found a huge tumor in her arm that hadn't come up on previous medical tests. And she was like, it was this big. And she kept holding her hand like that, like she was holding a softball.
Okay, girl.
And I was like, ooh, we got visuals.
Two things.
Yeah.
One, how do you not see a tumor that big?
I know.
Hello.
Yeah.
And two, so is this like an innate skill that
I don't
dogs
know.
have? Or do you train a dog with a smell? Like, are you bringing dogs to people who have low blood sugar and getting them used to the scent? How does this work?
I don't know. She had said that she previously had a dog that was, I think, another like medical-esque dog. And that dog passed and she was devastated, obviously, and was like, I'm not getting another dog. I'm taking care of my mom. And she worked at the bar and some woman brought Oreo in to the bar and the dog just like jumped in her lap and like would not leave her alone.
Whoa.
So she was like, I guess I'm going to take you home. So she didn't even know that this dog had like these quote abilities until she brought him home. And now he helps her when her blood sugar's low. And she was telling me that people, as soon as she got in the car, she was like, people don't like Oreo. They give us bad reviews because they think he shouldn't be here. And I was like,
see, but this is so classic Uber though, because you got to understand the people that are getting in your car, like Uber has some psychos and some terrible shit that's gone down, but also as a driver I can't imagine the kind of bullshit you deal with. And it's not like being like a restaurant worker where you're like, well, I'm just gonna walk away from the situation. Like you are stuck. But like getting in, and she knew to immediately say, this is a service animal, so don't give me shit about it. And then immediately knew to say, some people give me shit about it, please review me well.
Yeah, I mean, our drive was so quick, and the car was not in the best condition, but I was all eyes on Oreo. So
all eyes on Oreo, yes.
Couldn't care less. I was so pleasantly surprised to see this little dog just staring at me, totally silent the entire time. And it really
I want to
did
know him. I want to meet him.
The more she talked about him, the more I looked at him and his little eyes just looking up with like zero emotion other than like maybe compassion. I was just like, I believe this dog has been touched by some gift.
I got to get out of here before he diagnoses me.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm trying to watch Oreo on Fox have a new show. Like House. Where Oreo's the doctor.
I just found out that my mammograms are clean. I do not need this. Yeah. I don't need this dog sniffing around and telling me something.
This dog better not pat my tit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? Gotta get out of here. Speaking of dogs. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I just saw this story today and I was like, I get where this woman is coming from. Okay. So there's this divorce and I guess it's 2 Hallmark movie stars.
Oh my God. I just started to read this. Yeah, but I didn't get too deep into it. Okay.
Okay, good. Because, well, it's Chantal Van Santen and Victor Webster, which sound like Hallmark stars.
Yes.
I'm hoping they fell in love on a movie called, like, I don't know, Oreo to My Heart.
So they're both Hallmark stars?
I'm assuming they met on a movie.
Right. God, that must be the most dramatic marriage.
Oh, I love it. But so they have, they're getting divorced. I'm so sorry.
I'm
sorry to break it to you.
Wow. I mean, the third act has to go somewhere.
It's got to go. But they have something baked into their divorce, and it's late fees for pet custody. And I friggin' love this because it says, according to court documents, their dog's name is Nova. And Chantal has Nova but he's getting visitation rights, right? Okay. So if she has Nova for long periods of time, actually, it's all about her. I think she has visitation rights. So if Chantal has Nova for an extended period of time, she is required to send her ex updates on the pup's location. Okay. And if she takes Nova for longer than 3 weeks, she has to pay $10,000 a day for every late day the dog is not returned.
What? What happened
with
this dog?
Happened? I'm assuming he's like threatened to take the dog before or something. Whoa. And now it's like, I'll let you take the dog, Chantal.
Yeah.
But if you don't bring it back on time, or maybe she like took the dog and was supposed to have the dog for like a week and then went on like a month-long vacation and didn't take the dog back or something. But I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, put a geotag on that dog.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they get microchipped, but you can't really like follow them. I wish you could follow your microchip.
Right.
Like
Find
when you
my friends.
Yeah, like Sheena tracks everyone's phones on Vanderpump Rules.
Honestly, I feel like that should be the technology with pets to be able
That's gotta be a thing, right?
Find where they're going. Also, how much are these royalties on these Hallmark films for $10,000 a day late fee?
Even if it was $1,000 a day, I'd be like, that's wild. And like, she's getting them on time. $10,000 a day if you're late with the dog. What if your flight is canceled?
Do you want to hear my crazy person conspiracy theory?
Always.
What if in their divorce, because they know these documents are on public record, which is just crazy that we know so much about everyone all the time. I feel like sometimes I'm just accidentally catching glimpses of people in like very private moments.
Yeah, it's like, did they slip this to the press? Because I don't think anyone was going to the courthouse being like, I gotta know Victor and Chantal's divorce settlement agreement.
But what if they put this in specifically to get press?
To get another movie?
To get a movie, or someone buys the rights to this ridiculous scenario and makes a movie out of it.
I mean, I have almost written a movie about couple breaking up and the pet custody.
Yeah.
Because I really think how we're, a bunch of dinks, double income, no kids.
Yeah.
With dogs. Like dog custody. I've always said, I was like, this is going to be a much bigger thing with millennials.
100%.
Because we're not having kids, but we're having dogs.
100%. Man, what if they just bought the rights to their own story so that they could make a movie off of their what if they're playing 4D chess with their divorce?
Probably.
I'm too paranoid.
And also, what are we naming this Lifetime movie? Dog on divorce?
The dog days of summer.
That's what I'm saying. Sign. What if people start signing instead of prenups, pre-pups?
There you go.
That says, I get to keep whatever dog we get during this. That's my pre-pup shul agreement.
I can picture the trailer, run fast for your money, run fast for your
You love that song so
I love that song. It's made for movie trailer music.
She's running because she knows she's going to have to pay $10,000.
Yeah, she's got the dog in her arms. She's trying to get there before midnight.
It's a planes, trains, and automobiles. She's like in the back of like a truck with some goats. Trying to get there.
It's like Homeward Bound 4 or whatever.
Oh. My God. Are you sitting there bored as your laundry is on its spin cycle? Well, then give Golden Nugget Online Casino a spin. With over hundreds of the most exciting games, Golden Nugget lets you live it up on your downtime. Discover good fortune on games like Fortune Coin, available anywhere Golden Nugget Online Casino is. So instead of letting boredom hit, may your slots hit instead. Right now, new players can get $50 instantly on casino credits with just a $5 deposit, and all players can play for a share of over $1 million in weekly rewards. Sign up with code TMGW and make any moment golden, baby. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. One per customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max $50 issued in non-withdrawable casino credits that expire in 168 hours. See goldennuggetcasino.com/welcome for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Okay, Chip and I went to dinner last night. We went to Checker Hall. God, it's delicious.
Love that place. Yeah.
Love that place. But we had like really great conversations happening on both sides. It was like an older woman and gentleman who were like, you know, an older lady and her gay best friend, which was like fabulous. And then we had this other group beside us that they clearly hated each other. But anyway, so even Chip was like ping ponging, right? And I was like, I got him in the habit. But then we had like several drinks, and then we just cracked up like in this woman's face as we left, because we're just walking out. It's a beautiful restaurant, everything's like romantic, and then this older woman gets to the hostess stand, and as she lands, she just goes, "It smells fishy." And we just cracked, not like a hello, not like I have a reservation, just "It smells fishy," and we died. I fell out laughing.
Amazing.
But then, segue.
Yeah.
I go and check. Charlotte the Stingray is dead.
I know. R.I.P.
This smells fishy.
I mean, she really did a lot for stingrays this year. I'll say that. I've never looked into stingrays as much as I have this year, 2024.
It's never been Googled as much. It hasn't been Googled since, rest in peace, Crocodile Hunter died.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but so she is dead. I haven't read the details of that, but I just think, Grace, it is so funny and so like we're living in a simulation to me that I go to find stuff to talk about. Yeah. And I'm like, Hallmark stars. Oh, Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Like when you're looking at like the top 10 stories on E! Online, and it's like, there's Kylie, there's Timothy, there's Tanasha, whatever her name is. And then there's literally just a picture of a stingray. Like a close up. Like a close up. like the little avatar on it. I was just like, okay, all the stars. Okay, the BET Awards. What else? Just a close up of Charlotte.
How do they even decide what image to use? Because you know those websites use unflattering, provoking types of images. So they made sure they found one with their eyes looking scared.
I mean, yeah, I know they use images because Britney Spears is always going off about like, paparazzi makes my thighs look fat. And I'm like, that's not what everyone's worried about, babe. We're not worried about your thighs.
Yeah. She's back to dancing. So...
Anyway, I just wanted to take a moment because we talked about her. So rest in peace, Charlotte. I'm not sure if you were used as promo. It all just smells a little fishy, in the words of that lady.
It does. I do think that aquarium might have gotten in over their heads a little bit with the Charlotte story. I feel like they didn't realize how much the internet would glom onto it. And it has a very sad ending now.
Well,
but
I just looked it up. Most stingrays live between 15 to 25 years.
Whoa.
There has been one recorded that's 50.
Whoa. Okay.
So I'm just saying it's a little interesting that she just passed once we found out she wasn't pregnant.
Yeah, well, that's what people were saying.
Is there foul play?
That's it. I mean, they were trying to say that like because people were like, are you doing this just to promo yourselves in the aquarium? And everyone there was like, no, we're not. But I don't know. I mean, it's a weird, sad situation all the way around. Also kind of weird and sad. Did you see that we're on the week of 4th of July?
Yeah.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut is banned from competing this year.
That happened like 3 weeks ago.
Right. I was in my notes from before. I forgot to bring it up. But he got banned because he is promoting a vegetarian or he's
Impossible.
beyond impossible.
Impossible hot dogs.
Yeah, and Nathan's is like, you can't do that. And he didn't even know that he got banned. He found out on social media with everyone else.
Here's the tea. You know I love Nathan's.
Yeah.
The hot dog eating contest, not the actual corporation. And I went to that hot dog eating contest in person. I remember going my first 4th of July in New York, which was 2006, because I moved there fall 2005. I remember going with my friends Megan and Doug and having no idea like what we were about to see. And then I went for like the next 7 years. Oh, it is a hot day, I tell you. Dude, it's a warm day on Coney Island.
I bet. I remember working at an Applebee's down in South Jersey on 4th of July, and it was so empty, obviously, that me and all the rest of the servers just sat and watched the hot dog eating competition on TV. And it was like the first time I ever sat and watched it.
It's so great. But here's the full scope. So he did this deal with Impossible Hot Dogs. I want to know if they even have to sign exclusivity to Nathan's, or if Nathan's is just like butthurt and creating a thing. Because like, I don't know how big the prize is for that.
Yeah.
So like, let the man live, you know? But I also understand he's synonymous with Nathan. But what happened? So he got banned, which honestly terrible for the sport, because no one else is close to him. So it's not like, oh, well, we'll just have the guy who eats 67 hot dogs instead of 72. It's going to drop by like 30 dogs.
Yeah.
Like it's like Badlands Booker, the rapping a competitive eater, he's done like 28. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
no
it's
one's
an
even
open
close.
playing field. Yeah, because he's 16 times. I'm looking at my notes. 16-time hot dog eating champion, Joey Chestnut.
I was there for his first win, and also I was there when he wasn't even when the champion was. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Kobayashi. Kobayashi. I was there for 3 Kobayashi wins, and then I went to Chestnut, and it was like, like it was like the biggest upset of all time. Now, because he got kicked out, Impossible, I think it's on Netflix, I'm not sure, in September, is throwing their own contest between Chestnut and Kobayashi.
Whoa, this is like pay-per-view now.
That's what I'm screaming.
Wow.
It's so American and so gross.
Yeah, it's like, let's capitalize on the drama. So they're going to be eating vegetarian hot dogs?
Yeah, but I've heard a weird... Sorry, go ahead.
I wonder how that affects the eating. Is it easier? Is it more difficult? Is it harder to digest? Easier?
No, I bet it's easier to digest, honestly.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah.
But also because Impossible Meat is made out of like... Is it made out of pea protein? I'm not sure. But here's the thing. I've heard a fact before. Correct me if I'm wrong. One fact. Exactly one fact. That was something like, and I never trust these facts because I'm like, there's no way this can be proven. Where it's like, eating a hot dog takes 10 minutes off your life. So and I'm like, how do you know this?
Let's repeat it.
How do you know it? Or it'll be like, eating a hot dog is like eating a pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, how?
What are the tests?
How many hot dogs did this guy have? And how many 10 minutes earlier did he die?
Yeah.
How did you know when he was going to die? This is unfact checkable.
Yeah.
But think about it. If they are bad enough for someone to even create fake facts like that, if you're just downing 72 at a sitting,
my God.
Like, what is your stomach doing? And also, when I would go to those, obviously Chestnut was elite, so he wouldn't come. But we would then go to a bar called Ruby's, and a handful of the competitive eaters would come hang out and drink beers.
Yeah.
With having that many dogs in their stomach?
I mean, at that point, you just, like, I guess, separate mind from body.
I guess.
Or you need something to just now... Let me get drunk so I don't have to feel what my body feels right now.
I mean, I would be there and I would be in awe because I'd be like, when it hits, the bathrooms here are not nice.
Yeah. That's the thing is like, what do I really? I don't want to know what the aftermath is, but I can't imagine that any of it is good.
Well, Kobayashi quit because it was messing up his body so badly.
Yeah, it feels like there's got to be a timeline on how much your body can handle. I guess that's why Joey is like so incredible.
It's also like, is your stomach just like flippity floppy in your in your body. You know what I mean? Like, you've stretched it so big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think of how much volume that is. With buns. With buns.
I know. Isn't the strategy that they eat like heads of iceberg lettuce just to stretch out their stomach lining?
Kobayashi was in one of those True Lives.
Yeah. Oh, I watched one that was like, it followed him, Black Widow, and was Black Widow the older woman?
Black Widow is, I think she's like 40s or so, but she was the boiled egg queen.
Oh, this was like a 60-year-old woman or something that was doing it. That she would like, she is. Maybe it was her, but this was, because this was years and years ago, that she would eat like heads of lettuce and then she would just like go on walks all day long, like just running her metabolism as best and fastest because she was so petite.
Yes. Imagine loving something that much. That you put your body through it. Yeah, she's the boiled egg champ. Imagine eating like 40 boiled eggs.
I know, but then we say this and it's like, we drink and get hungover. So we do put our bodies in a situation because we love something so much.
That's true. You know what Chip did last night that I thought was so fucked up?
Uh-oh. What?
We went to dinner, had drinks, beautiful food. Then we went to Capri Club, had a martini, came home. We're like, let's watch Survivor. Let's hang out. He's like, I'm going to go get us a bottle of wine. I'm like, great. I mean, we were like living it up on a Monday because Chip is home. You know what I mean? It's our Friday.
Yeah.
He comes home with a bag of sweet chili Doritos.
Oh, dangerous.
My kryptonite.
Yeah, that's bad news bears.
I thought that was so mean. I thought it was. I woke up this morning and I was like, "How dare you?
How dare you? Crumbs
I would
everywhere."
have woken up with no shame.
Yeah. Today's episode of This Might Get Weird is brought to you by BetterHelp. Now, I've been taking a little bit of a social media break just because the dynamics of social media were just getting to me. You know, the comparative nature that we all might find ourselves in. They say comparison is the thief of joy, and it's easy to envy other people's lives, especially when they're beautifully curated online almost incessantly. It might look like they have it all together on their Instagram, but the reality is they might not. And what I love about therapy is that it can help you focus on what you want instead of what you think you want because others seem to have it. You can start living your best life. You guys know that I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I just think it's an opportunity to really talk through things that you might not have a space to talk about in any other part of your life, and to really kind of make sense of maybe thoughts that you haven't been able to make sense of. If you are thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/TMGW today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TMGW. Man, we got massages the other day.
Ooh.
We're trying to do this like every 6 months or so, every 4 months or so. And especially before we travel. Yeah. And especially before traveling into like a big family situation. We're like, how do we reduce our stress preemptively as much as possible? And the massage place we go to is next door to Capri Club. But didn't know that before because we've always gone during the day.
Oh, no.
This time we went at 4 p.m.
So
on
many
a
hipsters.
Saturday.
Aperitivo hour.
We walked in because we both got a little high before we went to get massages. And we just parked. And there's like 30 of the most hipster looking people drinking like Aperol spritzes and all wearing the same unique clothing and all like looking like they're ready to take an Instagram at any moment. And I was just in like stained shit, just like floating in, being like, okay, here we go. And then the whole massage, I could just hear the music from Capri Club the whole time.
I love it. Oh, I love that.
I was like, this is a new layer. This is fun.
Oh, man. Nowadays, there's certain places in Los Angeles, or I guess just anywhere, where I go and I go, I'm the older lady here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I know I'm older. I'm 40 years old. But I go in and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I have no idea why you're wearing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what music you listen to.
Yeah. There was, look, I felt like.
Do I have Riz?
I was ready to be like, I'm into Chappel Roan. I'm actually, I finally, this is all true. I texted you last week.
I'm proud of you.
I finally listened to the album and I have not stopped. And I got Elliot super into her and I'm just so on board. I'm a late bloomer.
On board. Did you see that Elton John posted her?
Yes.
And she came over to his house.
Tiny.
She's tiny, and she had pizza at his house, and he was like the marvelous, incredibly talented. It's so weird when like I have no skin in the game, and also like people have been fans of hers for years.
Yeah.
But since I got on right before she went loco big, I'm like oddly proud of an absolute stranger.
Yeah, no, I'm fully riding the bandwagon. I feel like fake fan, but I'm super, super into her. I was describing her to Elliot. I was like, it's like if Taylor Swift made cool songs.
Yes.
Like, no offense, but I was like, she talks about getting head. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, casual
and
now. Yeah.
And when she says fuck, I'm like, that's a cool girl saying fuck.
I'm like, that's a cool girl who wants to fuck other cool girls.
Yeah.
Like she would be at Capri Club, and I would be like, don't look at me.
Right. I know. I feel like that's the coolest girl I've ever seen.
But speaking of Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm kind of loving the Travis Kelce coming to her shows.
Yeah.
Sorry, a frog just entered my body.
I have it in my notes from last week of him being part of her show and carrying her.
That was so cute.
Yeah. It was very cute. And I feel like the theory I have of this era of her, I'm like, because we watched this like kind of shitty doc that was like going over two sides of the Scooter Braun Taylor Swift.
Oh,
like,
okay, I saw that.
It was like, here's Scooter's story, here's Taylor's story.
Scooter,
and both sides,
you can't take a Scooter seriously.
Yeah, but they paint like the way that she quote unquote like manipulated her audience to attack this person who was truly just making like a business deal that. There's lots of evidence that she actually like knew more than she let on, and that her dad is a shareholder in the
Stop it. The Scooter Files?
In the what's the Scooter?
Yeah, what's this word?
What is the big machine or whatever the music company was that Scooter bought? So he bought this like company.
So like him buying the
company got him all of her original
catalog.
Tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, and that her dad actually made like $5 million off of that sale because he was a shareholder in the company as well. So it's just like, it's layered. But it was like going over how she's made this entire brand off of being just like constantly scorned and holding on to grudges.
That
and all
is
of that.
true.
That I'm like, in this era though, with Travis, maybe she'll just make some actual fun pop music that's like, I'm having a good time in life.
Shake it off, baby.
Yeah. Like, I'm done being mad at people. Everything's good. Like, I got good stuff going on. And now let's just like dance and celebrate.
I hope so, because we need some of that, because I feel like, you know who ruined it for all of us? As per usual.
Who?
Kanye. Because
Yeah,
once Kanye got in there, and then once Kim started being all shisty and whatever, it turned into Reputation, which I love that album.
That's
but
my
I was just
favorite
like,
one.
But I was just like, we get it. Like, we get it. People have fucked you over a little bit, but like, I also need her. I need exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I need like, met a big boy on a football team and he's living in a dream and like, give me some pop.
Let's have the modern, hey, Mickey, you're so fun, you're so fun. Like, let's have some fun pop music that's just like, let's celebrate. We don't need to be mad at everyone anymore. We can move on and be happy and excited for everything.
I think we just need to have that mindset in general, y'all.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, I will tell you, I was just looking at astrology.
Yes. Oh, can I say something to the audience real quick?
100%.
May I? Okay, so guys, Grace and I are playing with the idea of having like some reoccurring segments on this show, just because like the way we're recording it, and you know, we always fly by the seat of our pants, hence me in my pajamas hanging out. But we thought about having some reoccurring ones. One of them maybe being like a Grace Stars thing, us like recommending thing. Maybe we'll have a tiny theme song. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But one of them is possibly Grace telling us like what's up with the planets. And so I'm excited.
Well, this I have in my notes too, that I'm just excited that we have plans for a little podcast refresh coming up
refresh,
soon.
baby.
Yeah, and that I fucking love fresh starts.
I know
love
you
them.
love a dumpster.
I love a dumpster, and I feel like our podcast, we're actually going to like get some nicer cameras. We're going to conceptualize some segments. We got some fun ideas just to like spruce, not change it, but spruce it up a little bit.
Look, do I love that behind me right now is a picture of Beans, a signed photo of a capybara, an Alf phone, and a trophy? Yes. But we're trying to maybe minimize the noise, the static, and have some actual high-def cameras looking at us.
We're going to, piece by piece, start to upgrade a little bit.
Yeah.
It's time. And
we don't have a team, you guys.
Right.
It's this.
If you couldn't tell.
We don't have a team. We got a scooter.
Support from some great people. But we're going to, upgrade, which this is perfect for this week because... So I'm just basically rephrasing from the Chani app. If any of you have it, her podcast or quick little read of the horoscopes, astrology for the week. This is basically just a quick version of it. So we have a new moon July 5th on Friday. New moon in Cancer. It's time to like reflect, set intentions, start new projects. And this one apparently is really beautiful to work with. Like some new moons, you don't really need to work with them because they have other planets interfering and it might be chaotic energy. This one, it's our only new moon in Cancer for the year, and it doesn't have any interference with any other planets, so it's like a great one to work with. And she says it's time to begin something that will nourish your life, that will nurture you, something that you're ready and willing to begin. And Venus is sitting right there, so it's got properties of like sweetness and beauty and connective qualities. So you want to nurture something that you desire. The more you desire it, the better the outcome it will have. And you want it to be like good for you, good for the people who receive it. Think about it in terms of like, how is beauty nourishing me? Or how can I nourish beauty in my world? And you want to bring things into your space that are about beauty and connection.
Well, I need to get rid of quite a few things in here. So I need to get rid of things in my space to have more of a connection.
There you go. But it's like a great time to be like, what's this thing I'm really excited about that I can commit to and that will nourish me? And this is an excellent new moon right after 4th of July to be like, here we go. And I was like, whoa, this is perfect timing with what we're trying to plan to upgrade the podcast. And I love that. And I feel like I've been taking some time off of social media and I'm starting to get the gears turning of wanting to like, okay, what am I doing? What am I going to make? How am I going to make content moving forward? And how do I want to like nourish myself?
The things you love.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I love it. I love this. And then I will add one little thing to this. And that is you and Elliot came to a car show with Chip and I on Sunday.
Yeah.
And as we were discussing it, Chip goes, I invited that girl to come here when I was talking to her at a party, and we were like, what? And he was like, you know, the werewolf girl, the werewolf movies? He's talking about Kristen Stewart and Twilight. Speaking of new moon. Just speaking of new moon.
Yeah, we were sitting there looking at cars, and it was so fun because it's something that Elliot and I wouldn't normally do. And Chip was like, I'm glad you guys came. Yeah, I tried to get that other girl at Kiwi's party to come. And Mamrie was like, Kristen Stewart. He's talking about he tried to get Kristen Stewart to come to this car show, and she said no.
I will never go to that. And I said, well, that's our time. Chip, let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
But he said the werewolf movie girl.
I love it. He is unfazed by clout in any capacity.
Honestly,
and I love
it's
that.
so pure. Well, a tiny, tiny little dog just walked in here, which that's basically the equivalent of the shepherd staff on the Apollo. She said, we got to go, ma'am. Little does she know, we're leaving to go to the vet.
Yeah. She's got an appointment she's got to be at.
Hey, Beans. I love you so much. She couldn't see me. I wanted to make sure she could see me. Anyway, enjoy the surprise.
Thanks.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I hope it goes well. Also, I just realized I was like, I feel a little buzzed crazy. And I'm like, oh, I'm having a iced coffee and I haven't had full on caffeine in the morning in a while. So I'm ready to jump out of a bush.
Feeling a little wild.
You ready, Danny?
Exactly. You're like, we've got a new thing. We're painting ourselves to look like the brick of their home.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to
shimmering
dress up
across.
as Pearl, their Labradoodle, and see if I can swap her out.
You're a lawn jockey with a oil lamp.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh my God. Okay, well, have so much fun.
Thank
and
you.
And when you, we'll talk offline. This got weird.
This got weird.